We start chart. This is the first time we analyzing this chart. Technically, we cannot look for we cannot analyze this one because we don't see the history. And but based on lower time frame, I will give my idea how high it can go and whether we can look for the divergence or not. Okay. As you can see, since last 2 months, we get really sharp move. And as I say, technically, we cannot look at the chart based on higher time frame and even based on weekly chart, okay, because we see the price where is this is the highest price at this point. And anyway, we move to lower time frame. First things I want to say is that the best things is if we get here, we get deep correction. The price consolidate here for longer time because it can give us better opportunity for continuation and even better opportunity to look for buy. Anyway, if the price continue from here based on this correction, the next target as a short term we can look for. This is the targets we can look for. This is as a first one, following by second one. Okay, it doesn't mean the price cannot go higher than it cannot go higher than this. We can expect, but as I say, since we don't see the story, we cannot refer to the indicators, and that's why based on the correction, we can expect what's the next target we can look for based on what we have here. And for me, if I want to look for trade, I prefer if we get the deeper correction, the price consolidate here for another few days, then we can confirm for the next target as what we have here. Okay, anyway, how to look for trade based on daily chart? I don't see any trade setup. And for me, for this one, simply I will not take the trade. I prefer to look for the trade setup. And because if we move to a lower time frame, if we move to forward chart, we see we have a divergence. It doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean we cannot look for continuation. We can look for continuation, but we have to see the deeper correction before we see the next move. Okay. And from now, any continuation, for example, if you want to look for buy from here with the breakout of the next stop, we have to move our stop loss to break even because every time we see the breakout of the previous stop, we see start to correct because we have a divergence is losing the momentum, and we can look for the continuation as a corrective. That's why any flag we can take the trade, but we have to be quite careful. As long as we see the breakout of the previous stop, we have to start to move our stop loss to break even. And again, we have to be quite careful about the divergence. And if we move to lower time frame, if anyone wants to look for trade, I don't see any trade setup having entry above the top. I'm not really interested because I don't want to buy at the really high price. That's why I prefer to see the deeper correction. And even based on forward chart, if we see the price drops almost similar to what we have here, then any reversal from there as a flag similar to what we had here, I will take the trade. Okay. Anyway, I don't, for me, I don't see any trade setup. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue. Then whoever wants to look for trade, it depends on the strategy they use. But technically, based on what we get here, if there is a continuation, we can look for any of this target. Okay, and as I mentioned, whatever we have here is as a short term and depends on this correction. For sure, if this one turns to a deeper correction, then we can get the better targets to look for. And as I mentioned, this is the first time I'm analyzing this chart and we don't see the story there. And I will try to go more into the details and come up with the more exact value for continuation. And as I mentioned, for me, I prefer to wait, but it depends. I wait to look for, I prefer to wait to find the trade setup. Simply, I will not take the trade, but it depends on the traders how they want to look for trade. Again, it depends on the strategy they use. Thanks.